Hi guys, so with a heavy heart, I must tell you that Canada is becoming poorer and unsafe to live in. Just watch to see why. Cheers with a cup of chai. When I came to Canada in the year 2009, I was very enchanted with people over here who are so, there was so much honesty in this country. I was learning to be honest. I was once again learning. I used to pride myself being honest person, but here I learned all over about being honest. When I look back 15 years back, I've forgotten what it is like Canada was at that time. Now it's full of people who are dishonest, who do not trust one another, and there's been so much corruption that has made inroads into the society, into Canadian. The innocence is completely lost in Canada. So when I came here, I remember we used to see houses, and we could access the backyard right from the streets. There was no gates or anything, so anybody could go walk into the backyard and walk into the house. But there was no gates. But of late, I'm seeing all these houses have gates, locked gates for the backyard, which means Canada has become very unsafe. There's been so many places, like here I learned what, initially when I came here, I learned what it is to follow rules. So it was very taken for granted that you follow the rules, you do not break the rules. Sorry. But now I'm increasingly seeing people like, just there's a stop sign over there where there's a construction going on, and there's a barricade over there, but people are just crossing the barricade and going on the other side because they just have to, for instance, in Port Credit area, there was a construction and there's a barricade and it's written over there, please do not enter. And when we came to Canada, we would automatically listen to that thing and not enter. But now people don't listen to it, they just enter. So it's been a very I've seen a very sad, not progression but degression in Canada in terms of the societal development. Society has become more heterogeneous, and people from all walks of life all over the world are finding refuge in Canada, and the Canadian government is giving them refuge like indiscriminately for whatever reason. I think for whatever reason people are coming here and exploiting the existing legal system. They are finding out loopholes in the legal system, and they're exploiting it for their own benefits. So me being an immigrant, I feel like immigrants coming from other countries are taking advantage of the system. We have had, like when I came to Canada, we've had so much support from the government initially, without even asking. I used to feel very, I never felt so good, getting child support benefits without contributing anything to society. I started getting child support benefits only because I'm a mom. I started feeling very guilty. So, but these days, people come here and have babies so that they get child support benefits. They make sure they get pregnant wherever they are, but they have to have the babies in Canada, so they get the citizenship instantly. They marry Canadians, and this is all a sham marriage taking place. They marry Canadians so that they come and get all the citizenship benefits. Okay, they instantly become a citizenship of the country. We know about Harjit Singh Nijjar and what he did, right? So I'm talking from point of view from all people who come to Canada. even all the whites, not just from Southeast Asian countries, or from everybody who are coming to Canada, they're reaping the benefits. They're sucking the government out of its money, okay, taxpayers' money basically, and like they're having 4 or 5 children just to get the benefits. Like 4 children in Canada, having 4 children in Canada means $500 per child you get from the government, and which means $2,000 you're just earning sitting at home, okay, with 4 children. And you don't need $500 to bring up a child in Canada when education is free. Books, you don't have to buy books as such. It's just $40. I remember paying $40. I don't mind. It might have increased something. Over a year, you pay for the stationeries. So you don't have to buy books. You don't have to pay for the school bus. You don't have to pay for tuition fees. There is no pressure, so much pressure on the children that they have to go for tuitions. So this is an incredible country as far as children are concerned. Like the other day, I met a young family with 2 children, and their children are going to school, and all they're doing are watching movies. It's a good way of educating kids, definitely. Which means what? Kids do not need to study, cram up, and go to tuitions and prepare for exams and pass exams. So it's a heaven for as far as kids are concerned. But we are taking advantage of that. So in that process, Canada is becoming, the government is becoming increasingly poor day by day. That was one reason. Number 2 reason was during COVID. Canadian government decided to shell out $2,000 for anybody who's asking for it. Anybody who asked and applied on the database. I'll give you the data. So I don't have it by heart, but I'll research and give you the data while I'm talking. So everybody who applied for Canadian grant, Canadian government gave them this grant irrespective of who is applying, whether that person deserved it or not. Now what they're doing is, after the COVID is over, they're asking for their $2,000 back from some people. That's also not done, which means your government could not afford that money, so why did you give it in the first place? Right. That is the second thing. Third thing which I keep seeing is the housing industry. It is in shambles. Because of this COVID thing, or due to this impact of the COVID, when they shelled out $2,000 to so many million people in Canada, when they shelled out that money, the government must have really become poorer. So how they're going to get back that money? By increasing the rate of interest in the banking. So they increase the rate of interest in housing industry so much that people stop buying houses. The prices of houses are going down terribly, but people could not afford the mortgages, and existing homeowners are, what they're doing is they're giving their houses on rent. They are staying in a rented apartment or in another place, or in the same house. They're staying in one room and they're giving out rooms for rent to recover their own mortgage. They cannot pay the mortgage. So I have seen like big houses where one person is staying or 2 people are staying, and they're huge houses, huge backyard and huge front yard. I used to feel, oh my God, when will I ever own a house like that? Never. Now I cannot never own a house as big as that. Why? Because the prices of houses have gone up so much that you cannot even afford, and the mortgage has gone up so much, you cannot afford a house like that anymore. So Canadian housing has fallen flat on its face, and the security over here has gone down terribly. There's been repeated and random shootouts and stabbing all in GTA, all over GTA. Earlier, my son would be coming home at 2 o'clock, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I wouldn't there was public transport, I wouldn't be afraid. Now I hear people are just, using guns, showing you guns and taking your cell phones and mobile. So I feel these are the 4 reasons why I feel the Canadian government, Canada is becoming, you please check out my other videos where I've talked about the health part of Canada, which Canada is so renowned for. Free healthcare is a sham over here. We barely are able to avail the free healthcare unless like you are, it's like there's a fallback called 911. So unless you are dying or terribly sick, you need the hospital emergency, you call 911, and then you go in their ambulance, which is paid, which you have to pay later. If you avail their ambulance, that is the only time you can get instant, like if you're having a heart attack or you're having a cardiac arrest or some kind of a thing, then emergency, that you've had an accident, that's the time you can avail the health services free of cost. Not totally free of cost. The medicines later on will be, you have to pay for them, and the ambulance charges us almost $75, which you have to pay for. But other than that, for ongoing any kind of problems, hospitalization, you have to be in the line, you have to queue up and wait for months before getting treatment for your any kind of disease, any kind of medication, any kind of health problems. You have to wait for months. People go to India and come back. And so check out the videos the videos I gave at the end, and you will be able to check out why the health in Canada is so going down. It's very sad to see the country which I thought was a dream country, where all your dreams come true, is becoming so poor. So slowly it's becoming, it's like right in front of my eyes. And of course, job market is terrible. Job market here, there are no opportunities. It's called a land of opportunities. Unfortunately, that's a big lie. There are no job opportunities, not much job opportunities over here. So there are very restricted job opportunities and very restricted industries. Most industries are either US based or they are multinational industries. So they are all over the world. And so you can, if you want to come to Canada for peace and good standard of living, it still has this good standard of living, I must say. Good running water from the taps, which you can drink straight away from the taps. It has a very good weather pattern, like apart from the terrible winter, which is again changing. Kind of, it's benefiting us. It's becoming summer now. Already in March, it's almost summer. But other than that, it's there's a lot less pollution in the air, and it's still breathable air, and the quality of life is much better over here than any other place in the world. And there's lots of space which needs to fill up, which means you still have an open air in front of you to breathe. That thing is there. But so many things are falling apart. That will, the more you invite immigrants over in Canada, the more it will fall apart, because you are inviting a lot of corruption inside the country, corrupted brains inside the country. And basically that's what, what I think is, this is going to be a little controversial, but what I think is Canada initially thought they are going to invite good brains from all over the world. This is just karma coming through. They just thought they're going to invite good brains from all over the world, and who are going to do our menial work, menial jobs. And that's how immigrants started coming in. They were engineers and doctors in their own countries and architects, and they came here and started working in doing dishes, working as a dishwasher, mopping the floor. Canada is just paying back for that. This is just karma, I think. And I have come here, I'm watching this whole thing. I feel sad for the country which I love so much, that this is also country is going down the drains. So I hope this will be beneficial for those who want to come in, also beneficial for those who are living here, to understand that not all immigrants are bad, but yes, there are bad people. Not all people are bad, but bad people make corrupt the society in a big way. So Canada is becoming unsafe and poor. So think about if you want to come to Canada, or when you plan to leave Canada. It's still my home. It's still my home. I made it my adopted home. So I'm still here, but I don't know for how long. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel right now, and you'll get a lot of such videos coming up in the recently, where I will talk about how students are now fleeing Canada. They're leaving Canada. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.